Anin Boujou. Well, I had that great, you know, Monday, October 27, 5 o'clock, with the great picture of the backyard, which you can see behind me. And for some reason, I didn't save it in Ecamm, or if I did, I don't know where it is. It's one of those things. And let me just open this a little bit more so things look straighter. Um, yeah, so here's the thing. I had this situation. Now let me just open this. Come on. There we go. Um, oh my God. I don't know whether that's working or not. No, it is. Okay, great. Um, so anyway, I was going to sing Breathtaking Gown, and I'm just going to start because this is, as always, there's something. So, um, I'll start again. Hey, 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 all you hip chicks and hip cats. And Catherine M. Thompson here. Anin Bonjour. Catherine M. Thompson, Indigenous Cause, St. Thomas, Ontario, and Dunjaba, Megwa, Burlington, and Dinda. That simply means in Anishinaabe that I'm Catherine Mary Thompson and Catherine M. Thompson. And I was born in St. Thomas, but I now live in Burlington, Ontario. So I wanted to start with a land acknowledgement. Now, it's kind of interesting about land acknowledgements because what's happened is that they have become kind of like people just read them and, oh, well, I've acknowledged the land. Yes, it used to belong to whatever, or it does belong to, or these are the lands of, or whatever. But I still think it's really important to acknowledge in some respect where this is coming to from. So I'm acknowledging the long history of First Nations and Métis people in the province of Ontario and pay respect to the Six Nations of the Grand River Territory and the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, the holder of the treaty with the Crown for these lands. And this land is within the traditional territories of the Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, and Huron-Wendat nations. So I'll leave it at that for now. I am becoming far more comfortable with identifying as part of my heritage. And if you watched last month's show, my indigenous, my chronological genealogy poem kind of runs through all of the various, over the years, kind of in chronology from the beginning, from Anishinaabe all the way through to the present, and all the different contributors to myself have been over those years. Now, I'm going live on Facebook and YouTube, broadcast via Ecamm. I hope that you will be able to get into it in some respect. And I'm going to put up I've already got some people here, which is great to see. Hello from Cece. Okay, Cece. Cece posted this really good, a really interesting bit about the land acknowledgements, and so you can find that on I think that's on my profile. I think I reposted it to my profile. Anyway, it's really great to see you here, Cece, and you are watching me from, I don't know. I think you're watching me from Facebook, but I'm not sure. So maybe let me know whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube, because I'm trying to get the thing to work. And the Facebook thing is a little bit awkward. I can put it up and see whether or not I have to do something else, like start the live there, which could be, maybe that's why my like photograph is missing. And I would have to go into Facebook and to my login and log in and see what happens. And if I go to my page, and it's wants me to create an ad. Oh, it told me the other day that I wasn't allowed to create ads because I'd been doing peculiar things on it. So see, it says set up live video, so I don't even know what's happening there. It says it's happening now, but it doesn't seem to be happening in my yeah, it's really strange. This is just totally perplexing, and I'm just going to shut it down now because I can't figure it out. I need a person who knows more about Facebook to help me with that, and that doesn't seem to be happening in Ecamm right now. But I will ask them about it. I'm watching on YouTube today, and video and audio sure look and sound great. Well, that is really good. I'm really glad to hear that. Cece does these amazing historical pieces, and Fiona Jane in England does as well. And so between the two of them, I'm getting these snapshots of different pieces of American history and kind of comparing them to, and British history, and comparing them to what I know about Canadian history. There's lots of overlaps, and there's lots of places where we're different. So it's a really fascinating thing, and I love Cece's approach to singing the old songs the way they were meant to be sung. So it's just fantastic. Yeah, so what happened last week is that the streaming suddenly stopped and cut me off before I could sing Breathtaking Gown, which is really kind of weird, It was just like, it just said streaming stopped. So I didn't know what else to do except to, I just had to take it down. I just had to turn it off because there wasn't anything else to do. Anyway, let me get going on this. So it is live on Facebook and YouTube, broadcast via Ecamm, but whether or not you can get into it on Facebook, I have no idea. And so far, we just have Cece with us, so maybe other people are watching and they're not commenting, or maybe it's just a day when people aren't kind of connected to it. Yeah, thanks for the shout out. I appreciate it. Okay, well, good luck to you with everything that's going on down there. So this week, my birthday's on Thursday, October 30th. Always has been, ever since I was born. But more importantly, Halloween is on Friday, which has always been, for me, kind of the most important part of the week. Because when I was a kid, I was always planning on going out. I would have maybe one friend for dinner or something like that. And then when I got older and I had my own children, of course, it was all about, well, it wasn't just about getting all the treats lined up for the Halloween night, but making costumes for them from the time they were like in preschool and just in the daycare center. And so it kind of took over. And now what we do when all the kids on this street disappeared, because we all just stayed here. It's a great street, and we don't have any little kids anymore. So we started to go to my daughter Megan's place in Toronto, which is on a street that knows how to do Halloween up right. So the kids come from miles around to enjoy the treats and the scary decorations, and it's really neat because a lot of them, or not necessarily a lot of them, but some of them are immigrant kids. So they'll be like 14 and 15-year-olds who've never done Halloween before, and they're all excited and they're dressed up and they've got a bag or a pillowcase or something like that, and it's really fun. So when I got cut off last time, I was going to sing Breathtaking Gown, which I used to call my April-October song. So it's fine for me to sing it now, and I know it's a favorite of some of my friends. I know that my friend Sue was going to be here. Whether or not she could be, I don't know. Maybe she's watching on Facebook, and she's just staring at the picture because nothing else is happening over there. So it ends in death. So, it's kind of appropriate for Halloween as well. And I'm going to sing it with the backing track. I hope this all works fine. We'll see now. We'll see now. We will. What is going on? There we go. Trees in the orchard are bursting with blossoms. Birds have returned, and their songs fill the sky. Fields are fresh turned, and the grasses are greening. Time for the planting, for springtime is nigh. All dewy the dawning, all misty the morning. The sun sets in glory each night o'er the town. Each sign speaks of summer and whispers it's coming, while nature greets life in a breathtaking gown. All dewy the dawning, all misty the morning. Each night that's in glory, each night o'er the town. Each sign speaks of summer and whispers it's coming, while nature greets life in a breathtaking gown. Fields that lie fallow are purple with aster. Grasses have dried and stand golden and brown. Corn streamers rustle, all crisp in the breezes. Fall is at hand, and the leaves are come down. All clear are the dawnings, all fresh are the mornings. The sun sets in glory each night o'er the town. Each sign speaks of winter, but speaks with such splendor that nature greets death in a breathtaking gown. All clear are the dawnings, all fresh are the mornings. The sun sets in glory each night o'er the town. Each sign speaks of splendor, it speaks with such splendor that nature greets death in a breathtaking gown. So that is Breathtaking Gown. And I'll tell you a quick story. I was driving down. Oh dear, it's starting over again. Hold on. Gotta turn this off. There we go. No. Ah. There. Now it's stopped. But I was driving. I commuted to Niagara on the lake for 15 years when I was the director of the Academy for the Arts at Niagara District Secondary School. And one day I was driving down there and I turned on to, I think it's line 4 or something like that I used to use. And on one side there was a field or two that were left fallow, and they were covered with patches of purple asters. And that's where that verse about the fall came from, because by the time I got to the school, I had that verse in my head. And I kept trying over the next couple of years to write the spring into summer verse, and it just never happened. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't figure it out. And so one day I was driving from the school up to Brock University and went up a highway, went up a road that went between two peach orchards, and they were full of pink blossoms in the spring. And so I got to the university and I was thinking, oh dear, that sounds familiar. I think I must have plagiarized something. I've written somebody else. I thought I was writing a song, but I'm doing it to the same melody as someone else. And then finally I went, oh, wait a minute. It's the other half of the song. So both halves of that song came to me a couple of years apart, but they came to me very quickly. And when I gave it to, it's on Celtic Cat. Okay, you can't find it on Celtic Cat, and you can't find the other song I'm going to sing, which is on Cool Cat, because both of those disappeared off of most of the streaming platforms when my Toronto distributor, closed his doors last year. And I was really thankful that I hadn't released Wildcat through him, because I released that through CD Baby. But if you listen to SoundCloud, or if you listen to Radio Airplay or Reverb Nation, those songs are still there. And I will re-release them, hopefully before the end of this year, because it's just, really important to have them out there. But that's where they are. And I think you can hear snippets of it on my website, but it's like also very neglected and needs to be updated. But there you go. My website, I believe the address is in the little blue strip at the bottom of my picture. So the other thing that's going on is that last week I had a 20-minute one-on-one call with a music supervisor. It was great. And it was great because he loved my songs and encouraged me to get them onto my disco page. And he particularly loved Reunion. And there is a story that goes with Reunion, of which I'll tell you some other day. It's actually a storytelling story. And for now, I'm going to sing it a cappella, because I have never mastered singing it to the backing tracks, which is Nathan Hiltz on jazz guitar and Jeremy Edwards on harmonica. And I should be able to do that without so much of a problem. It's just like really strange. So, and interesting, that's how the song starts. So this is Reunion, and it's... I'm going to sing it to you a cappella, and then I'll take a few minutes at the end to tell you some other things. And I have a couple of questions for you, for anybody who watches this. And I think it's fantastic that you were able to get in from YouTube, Cece, because I know that a couple of times there's only been people able to get in from Facebook and not from YouTube, because they said they couldn't open them. But anyway, we'll see. And I got the reminder out like at 3:30 this afternoon or something. So I have to do better with that stuff too. Anyway, I'm feeling sticky, and I don't want that. So I'm going to have some water. This is lime essence water or something. So it's like water that has a bit of a lime taste. I like it. I drink it, and it doesn't have any calories or any sugar or anything in it. So that's great. Strange how loud the silence after all these years suddenly comes back to me, the laughter and the tears, and odd how fleet youth's dream is when reality appears. Funny how time passes, how things change. I would be a dancer, you a diplomat. Now here we are, two small-town faces, wearing small-town hats. And are you happy? I can see you are. I guess that is that. Funny how time passes, how things change. How my heart would break whenever laughter touched your eyes. I remember midnight kisses, whispering and sighs, And now I see you're a dad of 3. My goodness, how time flies. Funny how time passes, how things change. Say, do you remember? Oh, please tell me that you do. I knew we could never be. I know dreams don't come true. And this I know, that long ago I was in love with you. Funny how time passes. Isn't it strange? Isn't it strange? Isn't it funny how time passes? How things change. Okay, well, that was a little bit rough, but I got to start singing that song more often again, and I have to get so I can sing it to the backing track, because I am going to be in London, Ontario next week as a standby performer for this 2-day conference. It starts with a party on Thursday night, and then the conference is on Friday and Saturday. And it's called Venue by Venue. So that means that they have venues all around the heart of Toronto and a couple further out. And I went last year. It was great. And thanks, Cece. That's lovely. Yeah, that's a nice thing for you to say. So this is a song that I would love to sing. It's always a favorite of. I mean, audience people love it, but it's difficult to do. It's difficult to do a cappella, and it's difficult to do with the backing track, because I'll tell you the story of it. Not the story I was talking about before, but just quickly about the recording of it. So Nathan Hiltz is this Toronto jazz guitarist. He's just breathtakingly brilliant. He's great. And my producers said, I can't play the guitar to this, and he can play anything. I mean, he can play anything, and he plays a whole bunch of different instruments. But he said, every verse changes key. And I said, oh, okay, well, I didn't know that. And so he said, you really need a jazz guitarist for it. So I was like, okay, fine. I got in touch with Nathan Hiltz, and I went to see him. And in about 2 rehearsals, Nathan had it figured out completely. And so what happened was that we got together and sang it through and played it through a couple of times. And then when we were going to record it, Chris said, here's the thing. He said, I think you should just play it and sing it individually. So we were doing all the Cool Cat stuff at a place called, I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, it's a really, really good and beautiful studio in Toronto. And so Nathan was in one booth and I was in another. And of course, I don't drink it anymore, but I used to love Jack Daniels, and I don't drink it because it's an American thing and they pulled it off the shelves. And I wouldn't have been buying it anyway. But and for my 1 drink a week, I drink local gin, Dylan's gin. But anyway, at the time, I was drinking Jack Daniels, and so this was in 2016, I guess. And so I went into the little booth, and this place was spick and span, and it was quite new, but there were lots of black drapes in the recording studio area because they use them as baffles and things. And I just started coughing. It's October. This is when the worst allergy season starts, October to May. So we were recording somewhere in there. And Chris said, I tried twice to sing it, and I just started coughing. And Chris said, well, what you need is you need a shot of Jack Daniels. And I said, well, I actually have a bottle in the trunk of the car because I did some shopping today earlier. And he said, but I said, I didn't think I could bring it in here. And he said, it's a recording studio. Go and get it. And so I went and got the Jack Daniels out of my car. I poured a little bit into the bottom of a coffee cup and kind of gargled it and swallowed it. And then I went and we did 2 takes, but we nailed it on the first time. I mean, we just nailed it the first time. So it was great. And it's almost 5:30. I'm really glad that it isn't dark yet, because that was the one thing I was worried about. I thought, oh my goodness, if I leave this till 5 o'clock, it might be dark by now. But hopefully by the time it gets dark, we'll be falling back. So 5 will be 4. Yeah. So I think it'll still be okay to do it at 5 o'clock. And it'll be the last Monday of every month. I mean, I know that we'll do that in November and in December for sure. And I haven't looked at next year yet, but I'll try to get these things going. And so that's it for October's Cats Meow. And I want to thank you for being here, especially you, Cece, since you... yeah. Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you guys, though, first of all. And I'll ask this to everybody. So here is the thing. I am thinking of, and this won't happen for a while. There's two questions. I'm thinking of recording an album or an EP or something of cover songs. So that would be called Copycat. I've got Celtic Cat, Cool Cat, Wildcat, and this will be Copycat. So I'm going to do that. Now, I already have recorded Little Boat Moon in a couple of versions, and I want to cover one of my friend Matt Gerber's songs. He's a singer-songwriter as well, and he plays a mean harmonica and ukulele and a bunch of other things. And he has written some great children's songs. He's got a children's EP out, and I think it's called Ladybugs and Dandelions. Not sure. Anyway, if you have any suggestions for covers that I might do, or maybe what I'll do by the end of next month is I'll give you a list to choose from. But in the meantime, if you think of something that you think might really suit me, then go ahead and suggest it, and hopefully I'll know it, because I know a lot of songs. The other thing is that I have been working all year, and I will be working on it until June. I have a deadline in March, but then a drop-dead deadline in June. And with Tiamo De Vittori's, he calls it Motivational Musicians, but it's to do keynote concerts. So I've done one. I need to do 4 more. And I was thinking that I might be able to do one as a live, but work on it so I get a good big audience in. And what that consists of is telling 3 stories followed by a song, which comes out of the story. It's not necessarily retelling of the story. It just might be connected to it in some other way. And the suggestion is that we write a song for some of these stories. And if you know what I've been going through the last 2.5, it's almost, it's about 2 3/4 of a year since Jan passed away. I just, there are no words and melodies in my brain. So it's difficult. I get little inklings every once in a while, but I haven't written anything new. I've written a couple of bits of poetry, so that's sort of, they're not great, but they're they're new anyway. But other than that, it's been blank. And so I'm looking for songs that will fit the. I'm looking through my songs or a cover song that will fit some of the stories, because I can license the cover song in order to do it as well. Anyway, that's all my news. And thank you so much, Cece, for being here and for commenting so much. That's fantastic. And I will check the other feeds and see whether or not things are happening on them. And I'll see you next time. Bama P.